and let us all do we can to build a better future. Daniel, you got a story for the people. What is going on?
Okay, so we're going from a very serious, funny, bad take story on protest to a serious, funny, good take, I'd like to think, on this next story. So we have a very, 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 very fun story, I thought. So we were talking about that high-end, we're going to impeach Trump stuff in the Capitol. Well, we're going to go to Oregon to see another version of this play out in real time. So I'm going to do a little intro and then we'll cut over to the video. So the security video that was obtained by the Oregonian under public records request clearly shows Rep. Mike Neerman, a Republican from Independence, open 2 doors to the Capitol during a December 21st special legislative session, allowing violent demonstrators who were protesting immediately outside the door to enter illegally, enter the building. The Oregon's Capitol was and is closed to the public due to the pandemic, although journalists are allowed inside to report on the proceedings, and the meetings are streamed live and archived online. Many demonstrators who are unmasked, and some of which carried rifles, objected to the state's restrictions and sought to disrupt the session underway. Now, I want to point out, this is the point I made with the Capitol building. The big difference is, check what the police did then, and check what they did in this video. There we go. So this is the look. There's our rep. Look at him running out like a little sniveling little skaven he is, and just like open the door, and then he leaves, lets everyone come in. He knows this is exactly what's going to happen. They're like, "Come on, guys, let's go, let's go in." That rep helped us out big time help.
Holy
super
cow.
Big time. Look at him be good to us.
Again, watching this video again, you still can't believe it that a United States representative did that.
Yeah.
Daniel, again, for the people, what is this representative's name?
Wait. And then they're like, oh, wow. Look at them with their Textmark initiative taking. Oh, just standing in a lobby. Hey, guys, what are we doing here? Now you'll see the difference. The police are like, you know what? We're going to actually do our job this time. We're not going to take selfies. We're not going to do anything of that nature.
Wow.
We're just going to push these guys out. And look at that. Just like that, the problem's resolved. It's amazing. It's almost as if, because there are so many doors in the Capitol building, the police could have, and fences, barricades, that they could have just stopped it if they chose to, and they could have just utilized tear gas that we always see with a protest with like BLM and other groups. But here you have it. This happens, and the police immediately shut it down. They immediately do their job of protecting property, and the problem is solved.
Well, at least in that part of the building.
Well, there's no more radical right-wing rapscallioning roarward.
Yeah. Again, Dan, for the people, what is the name of that representative?
That is our good friend and not ally, Mike Neerman, who was running very far away.
So, Republican Representative Mike Neerman. Mike Neerman, can we get the camera on me? Mike Neerman, what is going on? Why were you running? What happened, buddy? Were those your pals? What were you doing? I mean, that wasn't a smart thing to do. I guarantee you this. If that was a Democratic representative, do you have any idea how crazy people would be right now? I mean, again, yeah. It's just madness. No one should do that, period. But then again, too, it's real interesting seeing Representative Mike Neerman, who did that.
Yeah.
Representative Mike Neerman. He did that.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of things to take away from that. But, I mean, he did that willingly. And here's the thing. Did he know what any of those people were capable of? Because, I mean, granted, that whole entire fiasco, was a huge disaster on all fronts. But, I mean, Mike Neerman definitely took a risk and a gamble. And again, his actions should have consequences. But okay, whatever.
Also want to mention that no one's talking about impeaching him, as far as I'm aware. But I do have
or
more
kicking him out. But they're trying to do that with Ted Cruz, though.
I just want to let's just finish the article out and let's go with there. So some demonstrators physically attacked journalists who were reporting on the event. At least one person was arrested after trying to enter the Capitol building by breaking the window by the door. And remember, these guys aren't doing like. If you just look from the point of view of the people that were in the Capitol, we're trying to save democracy, by taking it over and ending it. with a revolt that wasn't really well thought out. These guys are here because they don't like wearing masks. So these are the reasonable people that we're dealing with. These aren't people that are there for, hey, I'm starving, I need food, which I think is a more reasonable short-term necessity kind of a situation. But no, these guys are like, I don't like the masks. I don't like, maybe they're upset about the small businesses, but again, we all are. So anyway, so we have at least 2 people so far have been arrested on charges related to the breach. And the House Speaker said on Thursday that legislative leaders were exploring how they could sanction any lawmakers. I love that they're like, I don't think we have a rule against helping rioters in the building. Like, we have rules for like people not having like the properly sized signs outside of their business that we forced to close. But like, I don't know do we have a law against? It's so funny that they're like, I don't know. Do we have a law against that? Anyway, Oregon State Police are investigating the incident, and the House Republicans never responded to a request for comment on the subject. So I just thought this story was sort of a little barrel of laughs, because it's like everyone's like, oh my God, they're moving in the direction where I'm at. Whereas we're here like, yeah, you were predicting a lot worse. That didn't happen. And it's sort of a bumbling attempt at best in either case.
Right. I don't think there's anything else to really follow up with, is that it's, my goodness, a representative did that. So, there's probably going to be a few more stories developing from that fiasco a few days ago. But, I mean, already we're in the thick of it with impeachment and censorship. And here's hoping that we can walk out of this disaster. All right, we're going to move on now to our next story. But before we do, we actually got a YouTube super chat from Bramblebush, $5.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
If Trump gets impeached, he will become a martyr and a symbol of opposition to the system.
Yep.
You hit the nail on the head. I wish that wasn't the case at all, but
strike him down, he'll come back even stronger.
Yeah, and there's this weird assumption that by censoring people or removing them from social media, it's going to make things go away. But I want everyone to understand, like, we are not defending Donald Trump or any of his supporters. It's just like, we've seen this before when censorship happens. Yeah, some conservative outlets get hit, but I covered on last weekend's live stream, as well as numerous times on the show. I mean, this YouTube channel was shadow banned for 7 months, right? March all the way up to September. I think 7 months, right? And that was a disaster for us. We nearly lost everything. So you want to know who's going to get hit the hardest? Not conservatives or Republicans, and of course they are. They will. But it's also going to be progressives and independents, liberals, libertarians, third parties. Everyone's going to be on the chopping block.
Not a Democrat in power.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. People seem to be missing the point that it's not a good trade to impeach someone when they're going to be out of office when it takes effect anyway, taking up valuable time, in exchange for giving an enormous amount of power to social media giants. Because effectively, the real trade that has happened, the trade that we've been calling out as an issue for a long time, is when social media giants dictate who gets to speak. And if they can dictate a president, the quote-unquote most powerful person in the world, gets to speak or not on their platform, that's really dangerous. Because you know who I don't trust? Corporations ruling the world.
Yep.